This week, first of all, I know you've been asking for it. I know you've been begging for it. Yellow and Yancy is back. This is from
Phalanx.
Phalanx.
Yeah.
It's called Huang now. This game. Okay, so Tigers and Euphrates, when it came out in 1998, was very popular.
Yes,
it was number 2 on Board Game Geek for a while. It was one of the first online games you could play. Everyone loved playing it.
Yeah.
Yellow and Yancy finally rebrands this game with hexes instead of squares. Some rules changes, but it's very similar. If you like one, you'll like the other. If you don't like one, you won't like the other.
Right.
That being said, it kind of came and dud it.
Well,
no one played it. Or what, do you think it was a bad?
I think that it was a bit hampered by the issue with the designer and the publisher.
Yeah, there was some
issues
there.
with the Grail games.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I think that was the bigger issue because.
But I still don't think. I mean, I have it in the library.
Right.
I don't have people playing Tigers and Euphrates.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a game that I think has very high esteem, but I don't know that a lot of people are playing it.
Is this the cover?
Yeah, I don't know if it looks like a slipcase, doesn't it? But I'm assuming that's the cover.
I'm assuming that
look like a
Chinese.
slipcase,
That's Chinese for Huang.
I would imagine. Yeah.
I like that cover actually. I think it's really cool.
Elegant.
I'll quick add it to today's top 20.
I would like it. I would like if that was a slipcase though, and there was some more on the normal box cover.
They have also added a few things, like I think these minis. I don't mean the building minis. I mean the character minis. I think that those add little. I think they added a couple of little mechanical things to this.
I think those are just the leaders. I think
you may be right. Yeah.
That works. The leaders were just
miniatures
discs.
in Yellow and Yancy?
They were discs.
Yeah, they were discs. Although I think that the buildings were still.
The buildings, yeah, but
were
even back in the day, the original Tigers and Euphrates, they were like little wooden pagodas, but it was still discs for leaders. I could live with miniatures as leaders. They're easy to see on the board.
Yeah.
Although I don't know. The one thing I don't like about this picture is I don't know whose miniature is whose, because the base of the miniature is not the color of the player, it's the color of that leader that matters for the control. So I'm sure all your leaders are the same model, but if they're all gray, I actually like that less.
That's a good call.
I agree with that. That's an issue, I think.
All right, this was released at the Messe, Essen. I'm just going to say Essen, I'm sorry.
Just say Essen,
Dice Manor, this is the newest Dice Tower Essentials game. So if you've played the Spiel des Jahres winner, Las Vegas, just Vegas, right?
Las Vegas is right.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
This is very similar to that. You're rolling dice, placing dice to control rooms, and then building a little tableau of rooms and running dice through that. Did you play this one?
I did play it. I enjoyed it.
I haven't played it yet, no.
Got to get on that manor.
Nobody will share it with me.
Obviously, I like this one a lot. That's why it's in the Dice Tower Essentials. And it's getting good buzz so far, so hopefully people will continue to buy it. Please buy it. All right. Then we have Railway Boom, which I had to look at the text because that title is bad. I can read that's railway because I assume it's railway, but that IL is hard to read.
It is tough, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not having a hard time with that now that I see it. Railway Boom with the title in Korean and within it, or Japanese maybe.
That's Japanese.
Japanese, yeah. That's a cool looking board. I mean, it looks a little sort of, the typical train game hexes and all of that.
Actually, no, it is.
From the quick look at the board, I mean.
This game is different than others because it's not.
I don't know.
It's a heavy train game. 4 resources, 500 components.
How many X's? 4 X's?
It is.
1 X. Expand.
Shut up.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I have zero interest in this. Unfortunately, because I think that this name. Well, the name is okay. Railway Boom's okay. I don't like that font, but the name is fine.
Yeah.
But that board and everything they're showing, it looks. What's the catch? What's different from this than every other game?
I don't know. The designer, I think, is the one thing that may get people on board. It's Hisashi. Is that right?
Oh, actually, that does kind of bring me a little bit more on board.
I think that is going to be the thing that maybe draws people in. And a lot of the people do like Akazu brand games, that kind of.
That designer's not known for big games.
No, he's not
at all.
Right.
Like it's the exact opposite, in fact.
But that's why I'm wondering: is it not as heavy as it looks?
Yeah.
What I
It
mean?
looks heavy though.
It does.
I would be interested in playing this. Yeah.
If you ever want people to come up and talk to you at Essen,
Yes.
all you have to do is walk around with a brand new game under your arm, and that is what designer publisher Frank West did.
Brilliant.
He walked
Didn't
around
have
with
a
this
booth?
under his arm, had
Yep.
no booth, but people be like, "What is that game?"
What is that? Yeah.
This is the sequel to Isle of Cats called Race to the Raft, where the cats now viciously fight each other together.
They're rushing to get to the
There's
raft,
not a ton of information on this yet.
There's a bit more. He's been doing some, like, I think, designer diary type things. There is, you can see pictures of the boards now, and there's it's trickling out,
Right.
before the campaign. I may have had a chance to play an early version of it, but I'll keep my thoughts to myself right now.
I may have
Look,
been in the room while it happened.
I may have tackled him in Hall 3 of Essen. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it was earlier.
I like this. It says you need to get all the cats to rafts. You're like building walkways for them before the island burns up. And I'm thinking, but what if I don't?
Then you're a monster.
And you are a terrible,
Race to
terrible
the
human
jail.
being. Right.
No, I'm not. It's just inaction.
Yeah, but
You can't jail me for inaction. This ain't the finale of Seinfeld.
Yeah, you're a what was that called? There was some
The Good Samaritan.
the Good
Law.
Samaritan law. Yes, correct.
I would not let cats burn, especially these cats, because these cats look cool.
These are great cats. Yeah.
All right. Ceres. This is coming from Artipia.
ooh,
That's kind of a cool cover.
It is a cool
That's
cover.
epic.
It is. Yeah. I'm not quite the space game fan that I know you and Roy are, but this is a nice looking cover. This has a.
Like, you don't like space as a theme?
I don't dislike it, but it's not going to be like, ooh, space game, I'm in. You know what I mean?
I'm not like that either anymore, though, because
Yeah.
there's so many bad
I
ones.
used to be more of a space, ooh, I'm in kind of guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Now there are too many that are too similar.
Right.
Like the what's been put out has actually pushed me out of being
Right.
that sort of fan. This looks cool. It might be neat. I know Artipia has done a couple of space games I've liked in the past. It also looks very large. The scope of this image looks large. I don't know if the game will be large or not, but
This is the
we'll
only
see.
game this guy has designed.
Okay.
All right. So this is coming from Artipia Games. Everyone has colonized Ares, so the next planet is Ceres, which is one of the
Okay.
dwarf planets. And you're launching things, and it's going to be a crowd-funded.
Okay.
Says we'll have a strong demo presence at Essen, but I did not see it there. I did go by Artipia, but.
This looks to be less about like space combat and more about like.
colonization.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
okay with that. I mean,
Sure.
look at Terraforming Mars.
Right.
All right. Itten has a new series called the Funbrick series, of which 4 of these are amazing. Ninja Master, 3 Second Try, Stick Collection, and Judge Domino.
Have you played them?
No.
Okay.
He's just picking on Viking Seesaw. Come on, Mike.
Viking Seesaw is fantastic.
Mike
So,
thinks Viking Seesaws
Game
like
of the
in the
year.
top
game
10.
of the decade. So, Itten is a Japanese publisher. They had a booth at Essen. It was very cool to go and
did
check
they?
that
It was
out.
a really cool looking booth, too.
Great. So this Funbrick series is something that has been out in Japan. I want to say there are 7 titles, but they are going to be picking 5 of them that they're going to be putting in English because they're in Japanese now, the ones they have, and they're going to be putting them on Kickstarter. So these 5 titles, 2 of which are Reiner Knizia titles, are going to be going to Kickstarter soon. So if you are in an English-speaking region, you had to import them from Japan, which isn't cheap.
Right.
And so here's going to be a way to get them. They are silly party-style games. They're almost more like, I don't want to get. I know if I say this, you're going to like just elbow drop me, but they're almost more like art. You know what I mean? Playable art.
No.
You know what I
Actually,
mean?
that's what Itten's known for. Their first game, or the game they're most well known for, Tokyo Highway.
Tokyo Highway. Yeah.
When you're done playing it, whether you like the game or not,
Right.
you're like, we built something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's
You're
very
like-
much an art piece, almost
It
like
is.
an art installation
Right.
that you build and then take apart.
I will tell you though that Viking Seesaw have been played at every one of our events, and it goes over very well.
You really like that game? No, I think it's a fine game.
Yeah.
I want to play that 3 Second Try game.
That I played a great game of that with Eric and a couple of other lovely Dice Tower attendees. We had a great time with it. It's a good little party game.
Alrighty. All right. I really dislike this nonsense. All right, Quickity Pickity. So this is what I told Mike today.
Yes, you got
if
very
Quickity
angry.
Pickity was made by Gamewright or any other company, people would be like, whatever. But because it has the word oink on it, people are like, ah! That's so annoying.
I agree with that 100%, actually.
It is, people support the publisher almost more than the games. I agree with you.
Oink has like this weird cult following. They've made some great games.
Right.
But they've also made some terrible games. There's got to be perception here. I don't know if this one's bad or not, but I'm telling you, I would not buy it based on this cover. That looks like a pear with a plunger for a dynamite in the top of it.
This was the one new title they brought to Essen, and I think that's why it got attention, because they had a couple of new ones at Gen Con. This wasn't at Gen Con, but this was the only new title at Essen. I did pick it up. It looks to be, it's a speed.
It's a slapstick tile flipping game.
Yes, it's a speed game where you're trying to create sets, but you can't have the same facial expressions. So you have this whole thing of, you want another pair, but it has to be a different facial expression, and everyone else is trying to do it at the same time.
And you slap things when
you don't really slap it. You just grab.
But that's literally. There are like 20 kids games that do the same sort of thing.
Yeah, this is a super silly party game.
And you bought this?
Well, no, the publisher gave me a copy.
Okay.
Ooh, that's twice now. I told you, Mike. Everyone loves Mike now. All right, next one.
I can't win. I'm quickity pickity.
I loved Mike before it was cool.
All right, Grease Monkey Garage. So this is a theme that actually is very rarely in board games for some reason.
I really like that cover.
For as many people who like to tinker with cars, I mean, it's like in every movie, the guy has a car in his garage he's working on.
Right.
This is
cool. I like that
print and play game actually from. It was.
Yeah.
It was a print and play in 2017.
Okay.
And so now Board Game Circus is bringing this. It's coming in 2023.
The one thing I'm a little confused by is that, they've got some parodies thing here. You got Tex Ico instead of Tex Ucco. You've got
hell instead of shell.
Yeah. And then you've got STP.
STP is actually what it is.
Definitely STP.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I saw actually the first one I saw with STP, and I'm like, oh, they got brands to jump on this. But then I'm looking around going, Texaco?
Could it be that STP is no longer in business, whereas Texaco and Shell is?
Possibly.
I wonder if that's what it is. Anyway, I think it's a cool looking cover, and I agree with you. I think it's a neat theme. I can only think of a couple of games, that were kind of based around like car mechanics stuff. So
yeah, I like that stuff. That's very neat.
It's a nice logo too. I really think that's a sharp looking cover.
All right, Flow War. How do you pronounce that?
Flower, or Flow War. I think you can. It's obviously a play off of flower.
I talked to these people at Essen, and I was asking them that very thing, like flower, Flow War. They were like, yeah, either one. They're a Spanish company, so they were like, yeah, we just thought the play on words with flower and war would work. It's kind of hard to pronounce.
It is. I would probably lean Flow War.
Flow War, yeah, because flower.
Well, that way
no one thinks of it spelled that way.
Right.
That way you can at least differentiate.
Right.
I think there is probably a game called Flower.
Probably.
I'm sure. But these are the designers of Red Cathedral, and so I think that they are a hot design team right now. And the booth was very busy. This sold out at Essen, I believe, relatively quickly.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So people are intrigued.
Mike says we got a copy of this.
Didn't we not get a copy? We did.
Then,
it's in your luggage.
It's in the missing suitcase.
There you go.
I'm starting to get more worried about that. It's been 60 hours.
They fell all over themselves for Zee. If you think I'm well loved, they literally rolled out a red carpet. They went behind the booth, got a red carpet, cleared people out of the way, and rolled it out. Am I right?
He's not lying.
Right.
All right.
They love Zee.
He's lying.
All right, so that's a pretty nice looking cover. Let's look at the next one.
Oh.
Welcome back to 1993.
From
Texas
Sublime
and Pacific.
to the Rio Grande. Yeah.
Again, this is another one. This is from John Bauer, so it's one of Bauer Games' thing, and this feels like they're just reprinting it.
It was a
John
Winsome
Bauer
game, right? That they're just reprinting.
If it's John Bauer, it's a Winsome game. He owned that. It came out in 2010.
Right.
So heavy train game.
Yeah, but hey, if you like that sort of thing, it's coming.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, I'm actually excited about this next one. A new game from Emerson Matsuuchi and Pandasaurus. They're going to steal your heart in, like 8 days.
Wow. Okay, I better get
prepared.
prepared.
Be prepared. So this is
2023, so.
In 372 days.
It'll be a while.
Yeah, wow. This is an early announcement, man.
Z's bringing a dash cold water on me.
Right.
I'm
Okay,
like, ooh,
calm
very
down.
soon. All right, anyway, this is based on a franchise called, it's a Persona video game
Persona
franchise.
5, yeah.
I know nothing about this.
Oh, really?
Do you?
You've never heard of these? Yeah,
I'm
I've
really
played some of
lower
these.
on the video game side of
Okay.
things.
Yeah, this is an RPG series in which it's one of those that during the day you represent, or you are playing as a kid going to a school, doing typical school things, a very, very Japanese
So it's JRPG?
genre.
Okay.
Yeah, JRPG. And then at night, you have powers and you go into the mind of someone and you go up this tower and fight things. It's very, very obtuse, very weird series. Also extremely highly regarded series.
You've sold me on it, though. That
Yeah,
does
it sounds
sound interesting,
So
actually.
it's a game that's got a lot of iterations. It's like I said, the kind of series that when they come out with a new one, it gets like 95% approval on on review aggregates and
You don't
things
know
like that.
offhand who the publisher is of it, do you? It's not like Square Enix or anything
It's
like
not
that.
Square Enix.
Okay, all
but
right.
I don't know. I don't know who. I don't think it's Square Enix anyway.
All right.
Well, anyway,
I'm interested.
this is a good combo. Pandasaurus and Emerson. This is based on Persona 5 Royal, which I guess is the newest game in this series. It's a cooperative card game.
Okay.
And you'll get to take on the roles of your favorite phantom thieves. Utilize the Velvet Room, infiltrate palaces. I'm just saying stuff. I don't know what any of this means. So,
The one thing you can probably rest assured on is that if it's Emerson designing it, it's going to be a clean rule set. And that's one thing that makes me excited, right? It's like you're not going to have a lot of extraneous stuff. You're going to get in there and get going.
And Pandasaurus has been putting out gorgeous looking
They
games.
really have.
Absolutely stunning looking games.
Atlas, our fans say. Atlas.
okay.
That's ATLUS
I am familiar with them.
/
so.
Sega.
Okay. Cool.
Alrighty, so I just reviewed the Castle of Mad King Ludwig Giant Edition, and they were like, nah, have some more.
Yep.
So Renovations is coming out.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure I'm supposed to fit that in that box.
Yeah.
But this is a new expansion, and they said if you bought the Colossal Edition, which I still think you're crazy to buy, because I don't know how you're fitting it on the table, there will be a Colossal version of this. This is coming to Kickstarter, and it will have a second edition of the base game.
So it's basically a reprint of
Interesting. Yeah, this is launching on November 1st, so
Wow. Well, it
we'll
must
talk
have done
more about
well.
it on Crowd Surfing.
All right.
This next one has me slightly, hopefully interested.
Yeah.
Clue escape room games.
Huh.
That at least makes some sense, right? Thematic
Yes.
sense.
I've never heard of this before.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
brand new,
a
yeah.
brand new idea.
Hasbro.
I mean, again, immediately, as soon as you hear it, you go, of course.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It suggests itself.
But
it makes
then
sense.
I hear the word Hasbro.
Sure.
And I'm very nervous.
Well, it probably is going for a much more kind of entry level, right? These aren't going to be the 5-dot difficulty, I wouldn't think. You know?
So, also, there was that Escape Room, the game, that was a mass market production.
That's true.
That was good. Those were solid.
That is true.
Well, this sounds good. They have also announced some other Clue stuff.
Okay.
They're fully relaunching Clue in 2023.
Sure.
Who cares? But they're also going to, they said, the first ever global game of Clue, which will be played over social media. Be Still My Heart.
Wow.
Sounds terrible.
I want to TikTok my way through the
An ARG, an
conservatory.
alternate reality game,
I don't know
maybe?
what that means.
Yeah,
what?
no,
I mean,
that's-
like,
nah.
Also, the Clue movie's still coming.
Okay.
it's the year of Clue. 2023 is the year of Clue, then, huh?
It's or Cluedo, depending
Get a
upon what
clue
part of the word
is their
you're in.
tagline.
I like that. Okay, all right.
All right. Another expansion for Arkham Horror, the card game, blah, blah, blah. Z, why should I care?
Fortune
Fortune and Folly is has an interesting theme in which you are. It's not a theme they've tackled before. There's a casino that seems to have too good of odds. There's something happening there, and it turns out they have some supernatural thing that makes the odds, lean in their favor. And if somebody wins too much, something befalls them.
That's like Vegas. That's the way it really works.
Kind of,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not seeing a difference
Where's
here.
the supernatural part, right? The house always
A
wins.
mysterious force breaks your knees.
Also, why would you play in this kind of casino, though?
Right, yeah.
I guess people don't know that. We as investigators know that, so we're breaking in there, finding this thing,
Well, that actually
and
sounds
stealing
fun.
it. So it's very Ocean's 11-esque.
Okay.
is what it
Kinda
sounds like.
that, actually.
Yeah, it sounds like
you do
a neat,
heist, that
yeah,
would be
it's like
awesome.
a heist type scenario. So
Is this a standalone?
This is a standalone. There's 2 parts, so it's basically two chapters in there. Like a planning and preparation and the actual heist itself. It sounds really neat. I like the theme. It's not a theme they've tackled before. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I love it whenever they come up with these standalone things.
All right.
All right, do you have a lot of money?
No.
Well, too bad. The Magic the Gathering 30th Anniversary Edition. Okay, so this is how this works.
That's a Black Lotus, isn't it?
That is a Black Lotus. So you can buy these sets or packs. There are 15 cards in a pack.
I got $20. Will that
There
do
are
it?
13 beta reprints in this pack.
Wow. Okay.
And they have retro things. And in fact, I think, if I'm understanding correctly, Roy, these are not tournament legal, right?
They're completely proxy.
Okay, so they're not tournament legal, but you could possibly get a reprint of a Black Lotus or the Power 9, the Power 9, and then these other original cards. Yay! I would buy that. Not for $999.
How many cards are you buying?
15. No, wait, I'm sorry. 4 15-card packs. So 60 cards.
For
So
$1,000.
So basically, you can buy a booster pack for $250.
That's correct.
That
is
are
not
not
tournament legal.
Wow.
Okay.
Let me just say one
Where
thing.
do I sign?
I don't want to alarm anybody. I'm not the target audience. No.
This feels manipulative. This feels like this is like the
Greedy?
closest to
I think the word you're
evil
looking for
by a
is-
board
yeah,
game
yeah,
company,
like,
isn't
right,
it? Like
right.
it feels evil because you're not saying here's a deluxe product for $1,000 to buy. You're saying here you might get something for $1,000.
Right.
That's really manipulative.
This is.
And
They're going all in with the greed.
I like a lot of things that Hasbro slash Wizards of the Coast have been doing lately with their sets. I think the Dungeons and Dragons set was fun.
That's some fun stuff.
The
Doctor
way
Who
they've been
or-
working hard to make it accessible to new players.
Yeah.
But they also do garbage like this. And
Yeah.
what are
those
those?
secret drops, the secret layers.
The secret layers also are this way.
Come on, they're so predatory.
They
You know what I
really
mean? It's
are.
like, hey, look, we have this one, this one set for 4 cards. We'll sell it to you for $50. It's like,
Right.
it's so, I don't like that kind of behavior.
Let's say
It
you're
seems to
a
be
teenager
growing.
who's a big fan of Magic, and you're working your minimum wage job, and you see this, you'll be tempted to throw away your college savings on it. I don't like that.
It's feeding, unfortunately, into like the worst aspects of collecting and hobbying. Hobby collections. It's
I
just
agree.
not.
I agree.
It's still weird. I mean, again, I would still think it was bad if it was all tournament legal.
Right.
But the fact that it's not,
Well, like Roy says, you're buying proxies. You're
Right.
basically buying
you could
a
print
nicer
a proxy, a nice
you're buying
proxy.
a
Right.
better printing of something you could print.
Right. Yeah, it's
Because you can't use it anywhere except at home in your own game.
Right.
Can't take it to anything.
right.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
All right. Let's get to exciting news. Cthulhu Death May Die Season 3.
That's what I'm talking about. More death, please.
Well,
Very
actually,
excited about this.
in
man.
better news,
Yeah.
this is arriving on my doorstep today.
What?
Tom, where you living at?
Let me
You
make
know.
a quick phone call. Hit it.
Okay, so no, but it's not actually. It's going to Kickstarter. But we have Zee and Mike and Camille will be playing it next Friday.
Yeah,
so you can see how it
baby.
plays. I know nothing about the differences between this and the other ones. We're about to find out.
Sure.
Because they already did Season 2, which was just more stuff, right?
Correct. Yeah, it was
was.
more scenarios, more chapters
Right.
that you could. That came out when the first
In the
box came
part
out.
of the thing, yeah.
Part of that first Kickstarter, and it was just more scenarios.
But it was not standalone, the second one, right?
It is not.
It's not.
You
This
needed
one is standalone.
This one
Okay.
is, yeah, and
This
you
one
can
will be-
add it. One of the cool aspects of the game functionally is that it's got kind of this mix and match type of a thing. So you can mix a scenario with a a monster, a great old one of your choice, and this just gives you more stuff. You know what I mean? Which I'm happy about. And I guess this has been unavailable for a while, so this gives people a chance to get in on this again.
Yep, very exciting. I was not sure this would come to fruition.
Right.
More content for this game, so I'm very happy to see this
Me too.
come about.
This is a game that has risen in estimation for both of us, I think.
Very much so.
All right. This next piece of news really surprised me.
Yeah.
Not that Axis and Allies Robo Rally Diplomacy are coming back in print, but they're not coming in print through Hasbro. They're coming in print through Renegade. So Renegade's been working with Hasbro, apparently, with like Power Rangers stuff. Mm-hmm. Now they're bringing back these classic games. Over the past few years, I've not been the biggest fan of what Renegade has done with stuff, but I like them better than Hasbro. Well, to be fair, I like every company better than Hasbro. But I'm like really anxious to see what their Robo Rally would look like, because they have the opportunity here. Come on, Renegade. You know what people have been saying about Robo Rally for years, right?
Yeah.
This is your chance to make a good Robo Rally. Do not put an 8-board map in the book unless you put a warning extremely long under it.
Right.
Give us good components. Take the best of all the Robo Rallies, put them together. Axis and Allies, do what you want. Diplomacy, just make a nice classic version. People will be happy. But also, it's not shown in this picture. This also includes Squad Leader.
Wow.
That kind of blows my mind. Bringing back Squad Leader.
Renegade will be a publisher for Squad Leader.
And it's not ASL. That's why it's
not
the
Advanced
original
Squad Leader.
Squad
It's
Leader,
OG Squad
which no
Leader.
one even plays because the
Right.
Squad Leader was like broken.
Yeah.
Advanced Squad Leader came out to kind of fix a lot of stuff.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting idea. I mean, I immediately questioned, okay, is the idea behind this to give it some hobby game cred by putting a logo? Now, I'm assuming it's more than just a logo. I'm assuming there's going to be some development work and stuff. But is this going to be getting it to the people that maybe would have dismissed it if it was coming strictly from Hasbro? I don't know.
I don't know if... We are assuming a lot here.
Yeah,
we're assuming
for
that
sure.
they are taking these properties, these games, and reworking them and
Right.
developing them.
Right.
They might not be.
They may not.
This might be Axis and Allies with that cover and Renegade's logo in the corner.
Sure.
Why? I don't know, because Hasbro needed a little escape valve, and they're like, we can't, this is too much on our
Yeah, but
plate.
you know what's weird
You
about
guys
this?
do it.
All these properties are Avalon Hill properties.
Right.
Right.
Avalon Hill still exists, but Avalon Hill's doing other stuff. They're
Yeah.
working with the new Hero Quest and the Heroescape and Yawning Portal and stuff
Right,
like that,
right.
and the new Risk Legacy. So it's kind of like they said we're
too busy.
no, but
for
like
these.
Avalon Hill is kind of like we're no longer
that's
that.
the old. This is the new
I do
stuff.
not look forward to having to explain the history of Avalon Hill to my grandson someday because it's so confusing.
Yeah.
Not my Avalon Hill, was some people are going to say. I don't
Right.
care. Anyway, I'm hopeful with this news.
Sure.
I don't know. There's
Also,
been
I
a
don't
lot
care-
of Hasbro in the news today. I will
There
say
is,
that.
Yeah, it's a very.
You don't care
Hasbro
about.
heavy.
I mean, no one here is going to be playing Diplomacy.
I love Diplomacy.
And Axis and Allies probably not.
I love Axis and Allies.
But you do like Robo Rally.
I do actually like Robo Rally. I was lying about the last two.
All right. A couple more pieces of news. Britain's getting their own Gamma Expo type thing, the Game Industry Conference, which I don't hate that logo. That's a pretty good logo.
Not bad.
That's solid.
Yeah, no, it's good.
This is happening February 2023. It's a joint effort between UK Games Expo and All About Games Consulting. I don't know who that is.
My favorite part is that the top of that pawn looks like Pac-Man.
Waka waka waka. Oh, it's eating the G.
Waka waka waka
You're
waka
right.
waka waka.
I can't
waka.
unsee that now.
Yeah, thanks, Z. Yeah, no, I mean, this is cool. I mean, I'm assuming this is specific to the UK, not all,
I think so. It's happening in Birmingham, so it's,
Right.
it's at that same convention center.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And our final piece of news, we're back to Asmodee.
Right.
Take your pick. Hasbro Asmodee. Asmodee has a new thing called Welcome to Asmodee. That's where they
Welcome
eat
by
you.
Asmodee.
Welcome by Asmodee.
This really looks like what I did on the new thumbnails.
Does it?
The
A little bit.
Anyway,
you know what
this
I
is
mean?
working.
review thing
yeah,
I did.
You're right. Yeah.
This is offering game publishers a personalized route to market solution, a one-stop shop. This is going to work with publishers to develop a customized solution for their distribution needs. Publishers can pitch their games online at welcome.asmodee.com. Now, I don't understand this all completely, but it sounds like
Money!
Asmodee doesn't own all the publishers,
Right.
but they would like to kind of own all the publishers.
Yeah.
We're like,
is
oh, we don't own
nuts.
you. Would you like to work through our distribution? Thank you. People who are buying games, we have everything.
Yeah, no, it's
Except Hasbro. No one cares about Hasbro.
all of your games are belong
Asmodee
to
definitely
us.
is positioning themselves as the biggest player in the industry.
Absolutely. And I mean,
Although Hachette and Studio H are like
They're
common. We'll
I
see
think
what happens
Hachette.
there.
I think people don't realize how big of a company Hachette is.
Oh, if you went to
outside
Essen,
of
you
games.
realize how big that was.
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
half a Hall 3.
Games is just a small part of what Hachette does, from what I
Really?
understand. I think
Yeah,
they're
I
like a big
that.
publishing house.
I like that competition.
You need
It is
that
weird that they're both
competition.
French.
Right.
Like, it almost seems like...
Well, but isn't
We welcome our
Asmodee,
new French overlord.
isn't Asmodee now owned by a Swedish?
Is that right?
I don't know. It's so hard to keep track. That's when you get to
It's
this
so
level
weird,
of
like-
business. It's
15 years ago,
right.
if you had told me, oh, this company here that some people are calling Asmodee,
Right.
with a little logo that is a demon. That's what Asmodee is, by the way. It's a little demon.
Yeah.
And the logo was very different. It used to be a little demon. They're going to be the big player in the industry in about 10, 12 years.
Right.
I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
No. Look at they're like Rio Grande. If you tell me
Right,
Rio
right.
Grande might be it, I might believe you.
Yeah.
These guys, I don't think so.
Right.
To this, what they are now, they have just grown and gobbled up companies.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, another push to sort of dip their fingers and toes in everything.
They've become the shorthand for big business and board games.
Yeah.
You say Asmodee, it's shorthand now for like corporate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for doing it all.
Right,
Distribution and
Sure.
we'll
Vertical
do this.
integration and all this
Yeah,
kind
the whole
of stuff.
shebang, all the buzzwords.
Right. And there were a lot of buzzwords in what you were reading there too.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, anyway, folks, that is the news.